I look to impact the game.
A two-way player to be sure, D.A. Thanks. And for teams not enjoying a quick start to the season, Clark, how long until they start to push the panic button, making some big moves?
You know, Kevin, I don't think you ever can push the panic button. I think you have to have a sense of what direction you're going. And that's where good leadership comes in, not just with the team itself, from the coaches to the players, but in your front office, too. I mean, you've got to have some flexibility to adjust to the length of the season and challenges of it, and yet still stay on course with your overall plan.
Tip-off goes to the Clippers. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Rockets. The engine of this team, Paul and Hardin in the backcourt. Smith is out there with Durant, and it's Cousins in at the 5 down low. Here's Smith, and it's slammed in by Smith.
You know, Hardin will burn you when you overcommit and leave guys open. He's excellent at sensing when you're out of position.
There's the pass to Jefferson. Harris outside. Fires the 3. Sinks the triple. Harris has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Back to Smith. Houston moving the ball around. No good from Cousins. Gallinari on the wing, defended by Durant. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
And he didn't take any plays off at the defensive end. I mean, he wound up with 4 steals on the night.
Now here's Paul, following the miss by Al Jefferson. And Paul gets it to go in.
That is the quick decision-making of Chris Paul. Doesn't take a single dribble, just sees it and hits it.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And the rejection by Smith. Harris against Smith. 6 on the shot clock. And Gallinari kicks to Bradley. Jefferson trying to break loose. And Bradley gets it to go on the assist from Gallinari.
You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
Cousins, the pass to Smith. It's stolen by Jefferson. Bradley against Hardin. That's tipped. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Harris. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Durant.
Well, it's surprising that he clunked that one. I mean, especially since the defense was nowhere to be found.
And the shot goes in. Durant's got his first 2 points.
Yeah, you look at the way Kevin Durant releases it so high. Makes it hard to block, which is why he's such an efficient inside scorer.
Now here's Jefferson. 17 points for him last game against Minnesota.
Yeah, but I thought the shot blocking was the real story. I mean, he was just everywhere. It got hard to keep track of all his rejections. Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
And those second chance points can add up.
And if you're the defensive team, it just kills you to give up baskets like that.
And it's Harris with the ball for the Clippers. They lead by 4. Tries again. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
And Jefferson's so good at using his body. And he's got plenty of it, especially inside.
Okay.
Los Angeles leading by 6. We've got Montrezl Harrell. Robinson is out there with Thomas. Then there's Gallinari. And it's Bradley in at the 3 spot. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Houston's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3 ball here. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hi, guys. Well, Big Daddy in the last game against the Spurs, he had an incredible number of points, and that was just the start of it. He wound up with a triple-double in what was quite a display for him. He put up great numbers and a terrific effort. It's not a game that anyone wanted to miss. And we'll be looking for a repeat performance tonight, Kevin.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to prove that.
And you know what, Greg? I think defensively, they don't make things easy. Coming off a game like he just had, I mean, he's going to get a bunch of attention.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle steps for Los Angeles?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And it doesn't look like they'll be giving up on any plays tonight either. Their offensive rebounding has also been equally as impressive. Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
The free throw off from Smith. We know star power is critical, Clark, but when you look at the great bench players, what distinguishes them in your estimation?
A couple of things, Kevin, when you talk about outstanding role players. One is not only do they accept their role, they embrace it. They thrive in it. They really relish it. It could be impacting the game defensively or impacting it with energy and offensive rebound. Sometimes it's a designated scorer who comes off the bench to just inject offense. Lou Williams as a sixth man.
Sure.
Vinnie Johnson when he was with the Pistons. I mean, there are a number of guys. John Havlicek, his great Hall of Fame career was pretty much started as a sixth man. So a number, Kevin McHale and so forth. You can go down the list, but they impact the outcome with some aspect or aspects of their game, which is awesome to see.
And that one misses. Rockets trail by 6. Chris with it, now guarded by Harrell. Chris finds Knight, now Smith. And the dunk by Smith.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
That one falls. Now just a 2-point Clipper lead.
Well, I like that he shows no hesitation there.
Well, that's as easy as it gets, quite honestly. Riding solo and coasting all the way to the rack. No simpler than that.
Now here's Bradley, guarded by Tucker. Bradley can't get it to go. Last game for the Rockets, they pick up the win against the Spurs.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance. Felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
Thomas kicks to Robinson. Rocket 6. Stolen by Gordon. Oh, and here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. And here they go. Smith, no good. The Clippers have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Molinari passes to Thomas. It's Bradley on the wing, guarded by Tucker. And that one drops. Bradley's got 5.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Smith finds Chris out tonight. Houston moving it around. If it counts, Smith's got the lead back up to 1 now for Houston.
You know, this quarter has been all him, all about him. They're getting it to him in his spots, and he's taking over.
Outside Thomas. Back to Bradley. 3-pointer. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Has not made another 3 since the one he drilled in the first, but still, you got to defend him from beyond the arc.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Outside Thomas. Drains it from beyond the arc. Thomas got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
That's a shot Thomas is never going to be shy about taking. I mean, he's got confidence that if the three-pointer is there, he'll make it.
Here's Smith, and he makes that one. He's got 14.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And Gallinari kicks to Thomas. There's the dish to Harrell. It's tipped and stolen by Knight. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Pulls up for three. And there's Knight. That's good on the assist by Smith. And now a 5-point Rocket lead. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Rockets.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
Count it, and he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Robinson kicks to Gallinari. Thomas up top. Now Robinson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. He on the clock. From outside the arc. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Smith's got his 6th rebound on the night.
You know, you look at most winning teams in this league, and there's no denying they have an identity, who they are and how they play consistently. The Rockets fall into that category, a defined style of play and pieces that fit pretty well.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they've got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
I was wondering what was going on in there. So loud.
Williams comes in for Robinson.
No, I'm glad. I was just wondering. It sounded like Mom.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Chris. Durant comes in for P.J. Tucker. James Harden, he's checked in for Gordon. And
I just never saw you go by.
Gallinari against Smith. Jefferson, and the dunk by Jefferson.
Yeah, and Jefferson always wants to throw it down. When he gets room inside, he may not soar, but he'll get up high enough to throw it down.
To the middle. And then Smith with the dunk.
And he has his fingerprints all over this first half. He is just shooting it so efficient.
Clippers trail by 6. It's Bradley on the wing. Over Durant. Bradley can't get it to go. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip.
And great job from beyond the arc this quarter. They are now shooting the 3 at almost 60% for the game.
11 feet away. Jefferson's shot is off.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done. Boy, the defense looked helpless there. I mean, he's going to lay it up every time when he's got a smaller defender on it.
Outside Williams. To shoot. To stop the run. That one wide left.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Harden's shot is good.
And when you're open, Paul will find you in a nanosecond. I mean, that's one thing that makes him really special.
Jefferson kicks to Williams. To Jefferson. No good that time. Smith with some nice D. Rockets leading by 13. Pass to Paul. Back to Smith. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Yeah, just a good job here in the second. Pounding it inside, getting good looks right at the basket. Big reason why they're in front.
This trip is his second.
And guys, you might remember that he was not at his best from the foul line in their last outing.
Well, you know, whenever he got to the line, he just couldn't find the target. But nights like that do happen, even to the best of them. And, you know, that's not the kind of percentage any player wants to see next to his name at the end of the season.
It thinks that's what you want to. That's why you turn the water on, obviously.
And Smith gets double teamed. Good on the shot.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle and at their offensive end.
DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Houston. Clark, you had a tremendous college career, excluding yourself. Give me the best NBA player from your alma mater.
Wow. I would probably lean towards Jerry Lucas as the best player coming out of Ohio State. And then you look at his pro career, it was pretty solid as well. I thought Herb Williams had a fantastic and long pro career. John Havlicek maybe would rise to the level of the best NBA player of the group that came out of Ohio State. Jim Jackson is another name. Evan Turner still playing. But I think John Havlicek probably in longevity, championships, Hall of Fame stature. I think he may be the best NBA Buckeye.
I'm going to put Clark Kellogg in there too.
Oh, I didn't play long enough. Didn't play long enough.
And at nearly 7 feet tall, Durant is a prime-time threat to pound one down. Got to keep him away from the rim.
Harris outside. He feeds it to Jefferson. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Yeah, I mean, test the hot hand. You're exactly right. I say let those triples fly.
Can't forget about the mid-range, Jay. Cousins rising up with confidence from there.
Pass to Harris. There's 1:34 left in the second quarter. It's rebounded by Houston.
Yeah, he's costing them right now, sabotaging them a little bit. He's got to find his shot if they want to win.
Yeah, they
this
were
game.
ahead for a minute.
And he can smell
It's not
blood
yet halftime
in the
though.
water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up.
We're only
Killer
up by
instinct
17.
on display, trying to put this team away.
Ooh.
I love the tenacity.
By himself, and the dunk by Smith.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there. You know, guys, I would call that methodical but explosive. You know, he waits for the opportunity and then boom, right to the rack.
Outside Jefferson. He kicks to Williams. It's stolen by Smith. Cousins against Jefferson. Here's Smith. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. And that's 31 points for Smith.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Poked away. The pass to Williams. Stolen by Hardin. And Hardin with the stuff.
Really good to see Hardin get nasty on defense. He's got quick instincts and quick hands, and I like how he pilfers it on occasion.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Out to Gallinari. Can they get it? The shot, no good.
They're really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those days. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes it's just not working for you.
And so it's the Houston Rockets holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. And they're winning the turnover battle very.
You thought I forgot about you, huh?
Send it over to David Aldridge, who is
I was like, oh, it's just a terrorist. I'm gonna put it out. Smoke it later.
Thanks, Kevin. Doc, how was the game?
I tell you, every quarter we've had a 2-minute stretch where
No, so it was
they're playing hard, they're trying to win.
just us, so
But you got to win the game.
we figured we'd smoke half of it and put it out and smoke it again later.
Call that hero ball. Thanks, Doc. Back to you.
Back
Thank you,
to
David, and we'll be
you.
back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
%94 field goal. I couldn't take it.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams.
15 for 16. Decent start.
One side trying to mount a comeback. One side trying to protect their lead. It's been a clinic out there by Big Daddy.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination. Strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
And so in the game for the Rockets, Paul and Hardin are the incredible backcourt duo. Smith is out there with DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Durant in at the 3. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside Jefferson. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, defended by Paul. And Harris wide open. He shoots off target from outside. Houston's gotten off 12 shots from beyond the arc tonight, hitting 7 of them. Good on the shot. 34 points for Smith.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
No, this is the other half.
Like that, it also takes
That's
pressure
what I'm
off
saying.
your perimeter guys too.
I mean, like, we already smoked the other half.
Alexander,
That's what we were smoking before. I put it out like half an hour ago.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks.
Now we're smoking the other half of it.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Shoots the 3. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Hardin draws the double. And Smith with the stuff.
Well, you got to remember now, Hardin, as good a scorer as he is not just a scorer. He's a shrewd dime dropper, too.
Knocked loose. And Big Daddy picks up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the 3rd. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Knocked away. It's taken away by Smith.
His turnovers haven't helped their cause. It's almost as if he's playing for the other team.
Hardin has a wide open look. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And slam dunk by Harris.
Kevin, it certainly hasn't been for lack of effort, but still, his team needs him to do more out there.
The Rockets have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the 3rd quarter. Cousins, the pass to Smith. And he banks in the layup. Smith's got 38 points.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Kicks it to Harris. Over Smith. And it comes off the front of the rim.
That's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the 3rd quarter.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And it's Durant missing. Hardin against Bradley. Hands to Harris. Fires the 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Harris has got 8 points here in this quarter.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His 2nd 3 of the half right there.
Smith. And Smith with the stuff.
Hall is so good at shredding defenses in the pick and roll. He seems to always be one move ahead. You know, it's funny, guys. I'm still not sure that Chris Paul gets enough credit for just how special he is as a player. I'm not sure why that is. I mean, very few players in league history have been able to impact the game at both ends of the floor at his elite level.
Shot clock at 6. Jefferson, that's for 2. That one a little long.
You know, not sure if he's playing to the crowd, but no need for the fadeaway on that shot.
Durant finds Smith. Inside, here's Cousins. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his 8th assist in the game. LA's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. And you look at Chris Paul's numbers, they stack up to any point guard that's ever played the game. Clark, what do you think is the most underrated part of Chris Paul's game?
Well, I would think it would be his defense and his perimeter shooting. I don't think he gets the credit for being the perimeter shooter he is, but defense would stand out to me.
Smith kicks to Cousins. The shot from the low post is good.
Now that's more like a sneeze right there.
The chemistry has been terrific.
That's
really
how they're supposed to sound.
with their offensive
that was a
execution.
man
You know, the
sneeze.
defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Jefferson dishes to Harris. And too much time in the lane. They get called with a 3-second violation for the Clippers.
All right, let's not get carried away.
Here's Harrell. Outside Bradley. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. It's Bradley on the wing, defended by Durant. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. James Harden, number 1. 4th, Kevin Durant.
What shooting we saw from them all
I have
season.
3 of the
I'd
top
love to see
5
these
three-point
guys
shooters
take a
from the
course.
last year
They'd
on my
probably
team.
be draining shots from midcourt.
And it's Smith finishing it off.
That's pretty nice to go with me.
He's a
Paul and KD.
who can play either guard position.
And here's Thomas, who brings it up for Los Angeles. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. He's got 12.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment. Indeed, what a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Harris outside. No good with the triple. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And it's Gordon missing. Clippers have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. The lob to Bradley, and the rejection by Smith.
I just blocked an alley-oop.
Over in the
Like,
corner,
not
Paul.
intercepted it, actually blocked
Offensive
it.
rebound. Second chance shot, and it's Smith laying it in. Smith's got 44.
After he got it, I
Guys,
still
let's
got
get
to
your
block
take
it. It
on the
was pretty
hustle
cool.
stats for the Rockets.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, but they've been offensive defensively tonight because they've really forced the issue on D and come up with quite a few steals and deflections.
Tries it from 19. That's good from Paul on the assist by Durant. And that's now 6 points for Chris Paul. And taken away by Paul. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. They get a hand on it and stolen by Thomas. Bradley against Durant. Robinson with it. He's got 7. 6 to shoot. Here's Harrell. And they convert it last on attempt number 3. Harrell's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Paul passes to Smith. Trying to find Capella. Gets it to him. Over Harrell. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Down low. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Harrell's got 8.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Here's Smith. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
That free throw missing. Williams, he's checked in for the Clippers. And a switch here also for Houston. Knight's checked in for Eric Gordon. Clippers with the ball. Thomas finds Harrell. Rebound by Smith.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly different mindset between these teams.
And it's Harrell missing.
Looked like he rushed the layup to me. I mean, the defense was late on contesting that one.
And the dunk by Capella.
The 6'10" Capella showing you some bounce on that alley-oop.
And here is Los Angeles now. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game, and that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Williams from outside, and he's good on the 3-ball. He's got 8.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation. Kevin, he's been flat out phenomenal, superb, scintillating this quarter. He's carving him up, knocking down everything.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Jefferson's checked in, and the Rockets making a change here as well. Marquise Chris, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Thomas against Paul. Ball's knocked loose. Now here's Thomas, defended by Paul. Just 5 to shoot. The 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Smith the pass to Paul. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Smith's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. 1:14 left in the third quarter. Thomas kicks to Harris. At the top of the key, Williams. And the shot is good. Williams has got 10 points in the game. Now here's Paul. 8 points for him. Passes it to Chris. Now Smith. The Rockets have gone 8 of 13 from the free throw line.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Gallinari, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Rockets. Hardin comes in for Paul. To the inside, here's Jefferson. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Here's Smith. Yet another bucket.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. The Clippers shooting it well here in the third, about 50%. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Thomas. Rebound by Smith.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Rockets have had 15 tries at the line. They've made 10.
He's simply just willing himself to the line here.
So he can't get either to fall. Good. It's Hardin with the assist that time. Smith's got 54 points.
And letting a guy sneak by for a putback off a free throw, that is inexcusable.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Jefferson sinks that one from the post.
All credit belongs to Jefferson there. I mean, he's got a knack for scoring through contact.
And so it's the Houston Rockets way out in front. Their lead at 38 points as we close out the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll return shortly. And now we take a look back to Mike D'Antoni talking to his team from the huddle.
Way to fight, guys. Way to fight. That's all.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Thornwell is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. Then it's Reed. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Bryan in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Here's Thornwell, guarded by Hardin. Releases. Thornwell can't get it to go. And for Houston, their shooting has been wild. 76%. That's just unbelievable.
Well, he's willed this team to the lead, demanding the rock and capitalizing with ease.
We're hearing more players and coaches express their political beliefs, their social concerns, trying to, in a positive way, affect change club.
Yeah, and Kevin, I applaud it, respect it, admire it, and can't get enough of it. As long as players and coaches are well informed about that, which they talk about, and most of the NBA guys are. And I think it's important that wherever we are in life that we use our platforms to express our views. That's part of what being a citizen of this country is about. So I don't think you necessarily compartmentalize your life. If there are issues that are dear to you that you want to speak out on and educate yourself about, then you use your platform for that purpose while performing your job, which just happens to be playing NBA basketball or coaching NBA basketball.
Shooting for Los Angeles.
The first free throw is good.
At the line for 2.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And it's Hardin with the ball for the Rockets. Timeout called the Rockets.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best coaches do.
We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Smith kicks it to Tucker. Back to Smith. Again, what an avalanche. 60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
Jefferson. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's guarded by Knight. Rebounded by Chi.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Clippers have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. And it's good, 2 points.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
Knight finds Smith. Out tonight. There's the 3. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
For Houston, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Hits it again. Wow. That's 62 points. 62.
Amazing. A remarkable performance from him so far.
Clark, when you were playing to complement your inside game, you had that wonderful mid-range jumper, but more and more players are going away from it.
I think it's all driven by analytics, Kevin. I mean, everything is about the three-point shot, efficiency of your possessions, go for 3 when you can or get it to the rim. And that makes sense from a mathematical standpoint. From a game standpoint, though, if a quality shot is a mid-range shot for a good shooter, I think you should take them all the time. I mean, that would just be my posture. So I differ with the analytics. I understand what they say. But if I was coaching, guys get a good mid-range jumper from a quality shooter, we're shooting it every time.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Has to Reed. Clippers moving the ball around. Will it go? Over Smith. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. 16 points for Al Jefferson.
You know, even though he's been on, they still are behind. I mean, there's only so much he can do.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And that's a tough one. But on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
Houston making a switch here. Graham's checked in. Here's Chi, and he jams it with authority.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Here's Graham. And another three for Houston.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Thornwell, the pass to Reed. Jefferson kicks to Thornwell. Shot clock at 6. Excellent defense there from Smith.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And it's Smith finishing it off.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
Yeah, it's actually palpable, isn't it, Greg? I mean, you can feel it. Every single one of these guys locked in, playing for each other. And that's why they're up.
Here's Thornwell. Graham defending. They need this. It's tipped. They get it back. No good off the back of the rim. Houston's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter.
Bella.
Dishes it to Tucker. To the paint, Smith. And got it. Another basket.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Los Angeles with another miss.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Graham with the bucket.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Gilgeous-Alexander, good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 4 this quarter.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Back to Smith. And another one falls.
And that's 70.
He's unbelievable.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, certainly a step up from the first half. They're more engaged, more focused here in this second half, and they're getting good results.
This NBA, Clark, amazing. The potential now for some players to play into their 40s. In fact, we're seeing a couple guys in their 40s playing right now and playing well.
Yeah, you know, I thought about it when we started to see this influx, Kevin, of high school players coming into the league at 19, 20, 21, and training methods and preservation of the body and taking care of it, that we might see more longer careers. But if you start at 21 and play 15 years, that's still only 36. So I think we're going to see some more guys in the 40s, but I still think it's going to be a small number by and large.
Here's Thornwell, and the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
And there's the pass to Smith. Over Harrell. The short one's on the money. Nice touch there from Smith.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
And stolen by Knight. Smith with the basket on the assist by Knight. Knight's got 5 assists tonight. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Reed the pass to Thornwell. Back to Reed. Just 5 on the clock. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. No good from 11 feet.
That's exactly how you want to play it defensively, Kevin. I mean, getting a hand up to distract and bother the shooter. Not easy to stop somebody this deep inside.
And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look for the Clippers. Jefferson comes in for Willie Reed, and Thomas subbed in for Gilgeous-Alexander. The Clippers shooting has been dreadful lately, around 28% here in the fourth. Knight against Thomas. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
Boy, his ball control, remarkable. actually incredible at creating for himself and being innovative.
And yet another basket. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
Enzo Thomas will bring it up for the Clippers. Average value of an NBA team, Clark, over $1 billion. And I can't even believe I'm saying that, but the league wasn't always so healthy and always thriving the way it is now.
Yeah, every business goes through periods of prosperity and challenge. The league, NBA, no different. Early 80s, there were real struggles and challenges. Then there was a real bump as we got into the late 80s and into the 90s, plateaued a bit, and now we're on a great ascension. But the players and the league have really worked well together to bring the league to a greater level of popularity and success in this time period now. And you can't discount the big money from TV contracts. That fuels the fire quite a bit as well.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Yeah, he's a big-time glass eater now. Reads, misses nicely, and then capitalizes as well.
And again,
80 points.
And there's 80 points.
Wow. Just
14
wow.
assists and 26
right
rebounds, too.
Another level.
Thomas kicks to Jefferson. And Jefferson gets double-teamed. And Harris puts it in.
And, you know, Jefferson is a skilled big man, knows how to
We have
spread the floor with his
171
passing
points as a team, also.
Smith scanning the floor. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter. Bryant guarded by Tucker. In the corner, Harrell with it. Passes it to Thornwell. Over Gordon. Thornwell can't get it to go. Houston's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big
and another one falls.
He has been simply unstoppable.
And he's now third all-time for points in a game. One for the ages. You know, every coach talks about playing team
third all-time
basketball.
points in a
When it comes to
game.
the fans,
I'll
they really
take
come out
it.
to see the stars. What do you think is the psychology behind that?
Well, I think fans enjoy elite players and great talent across any sport. But they also recognize that team play is critical to winning.
7
So
steals to go with it.
I think we've got to give them a little.
Another and one.
And that score moves him up in the
85 points.
yet again.
He now stands, Greg, alone for second place.
Second
for
place.
points. What an
All
unbelievable
time.
night.
Only Wilt has more.
The free throw drops for
86.
Smith.
There's only a minute left. I'm
109
not going
left
to
in the
get
fourth
it.
quarter. It's
Ooh,
taken away
8
by
steals.
Smith. He kicks tonight. And again, another assist.
That makes
And another
15
assist.
assists.
15
He's been
assists.
one step ahead of the defense all game long.
Another.
Goes
Oh, it went out of bounds.
Off Smith. And stolen by Chris. Smith with the
88.
basket on the assist by Knight.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell.
Oh,
they
9
wanna put this
steals.
thing to bed.
Oh, and here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. Here's Tucker. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
And